A professor of 20 years at Rutgers University Newark, who New York City Mayor Eric Adams called a plantation owner at a town hall on Wednesday during a heated exchange over rent increases, said she's glad their confrontation went viral. "I'm happy it happened, because now this is going to bring attention to what kind of a mayor he is and how anti-people he is," said Jeannie Dubno, an 83-year-old professor of microbiology at Rutgers University and longtime tenants' rights activist in her Washington Heights neighborhood in Manhattan. The interaction occurred at a Talk with Eric community event in Washington Heights, part of a series of at least 9 town halls where New Yorkers can discuss all the issues that are most important to them with the mayor and city government leadership, according to a city press release. Dubno was the first community member to speak at the event and began reading a prepared statement confronting Adams about back-to-back rent increases in rent-stabilized apartments. "I said, I wanted to tell you, Mayor Adams, you're the enemy of rent-stabilized tenants," Dubno recalled. "And then I started talking about how you support the outrageous rent increases passed by the Rent Guidelines Board, many of whose members were appointed by you." Adams then interjected to say he doesn't control the Rent Guidelines Board, which establishes rent adjustments for New York City's rent-stabilized units. "I don't control the board. I make appointments, they make the decision." "Everyone knows I don't control the board," Adams said. "That's not true," said Dubno, a volunteer with the Riverside Edgecombe Neighborhood Association, a tenants and housing rights advocacy group. Rising to her feet, Dubno accused Adams of controlling the Rent Guidelines Board and criticized him for 2 years of rent increases on rent-stabilized apartments. "Why in New York City, where the real estate is controlling you, Mr. Mayor, why are we having these horrible rent increases last year and this year?" Dubno asked. Adams didn't answer the question. He instead fired back at Dubno and compared her to a slave owner. "If you're going to ask a question, don't point at me and don't be disrespectful to me. I'm the mayor of this city, and treat me with the respect I deserve to be treated," Adams said. "I'm speaking to you like an adult. Don't stand in front like you treated someone that's on the plantation that you own. Give me the respect I deserve," said the mayor. Dubno said she wasn't hurt by the mayor's words. She was more so surprised by his reaction. "I guess he got angry at me for having the guts and the nerve to criticize it, which anybody can criticize an elected official. I've done it many times," Dubno said. Dubno said she went home thinking the whole event was a waste of time. That is, until her children began sending her viral tweets and videos on social media depicting the exchange. The interaction received coverage in news outlets around the country and even internationally. Dubno's phone began ringing off the hook. And her email inbox began filling up with people asking about the Riverside Edgecombe Neighborhood Association. "I've gotten incredible emails, including from community people who I don't even know who now want to join RENA," Dubno said. Dubno also happens to be a survivor of Nazi Germany, having fled Europe with her family during the Holocaust as a young child. This fact has been included in coverage of the exchange with Adams, but Dubno doesn't find it relevant. "That is true, but I can't blame Mayor Adams. He had no idea, and I don't want people to use that to try to say that he was being anti-Semitic, because I would never claim that," Dubno said. Dubno said she has not heard from Adams since the incident and does not expect him to apologize. The mayor's office said earlier this week it was standing by Adams' remarks. "The mayor's comments are the mayor's comments. We stand by the mayor's comments," Press Secretary Fabian Levy told the New York Post. Although she didn't expect to become this week's viral sensation, Dubno said she's ultimately grateful for the attention. "This helps the housing movement because more and more people now are aware of what he has done," Dubno said. She also hopes the interaction inspires others to advocate for their own communities and not fear the ire of elected officials. "Speak up," Dubno said. "There's nothing he can do to you for speaking up. Thank you for relying on us to provide the local news you can trust. Please consider supporting NJ.com with a voluntary subscription.